I'm at. It's funny because when we are learning to uh, navigate Zoom and online classing, it's really interesting because I have to look into places and always make sure that things are. It's funny because when we are learning to the way they want to navigate Zoom and online classing, it's really interesting because I have to look into places and always make sure that things are. It's funny because when we are learning the way they want to navigate Zoom and online classing. Okay. Technology is so fun. Like learning a new thing, 9 minutes in. Actually, I didn't just learn that. So come in the top of your mat. Straps, block pretty much at the top of the mat, either on either side. We bring our knees together. Do you have any malas, jewelry on that you feel are going to get in the way? You can take this off. We're going to start a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touch at the back of the mat. If that's accessible for you, sit bones ground in, right down to the heels. We take a nice long, slow, deep breath in. We lengthen up to the spine. I'm just taking my glasses off. That really means I can't really see anything at all. And the only business that is actually my business is this class right now. So we'll take a nice long, slow, deep breath in. And we're going to scoop the tailbone forward so the spine gets really nice and long. And then walk your hands forward. Right? Bring your forehead all the way to the floor. And then from here, you can either keep your hands, your palms firmly pressed into the floor, or today you can try something new by turning the palms to face each other. Right? We'll keep the fingers together. Toes are actively pushing the floor. We're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths in. And we're exhaling slowly, softly. Inhaling, really focusing on filling up the back body. As we exhale, keeping your head firmly planted on the floor. You might see me lift my head to speak directly to you. Again, this is a live class, so unless I cue you to something else or you feel called to move somewhere else, you stay in the pose. Again, if you have your cameras on, for those of you that are hiding or keeping your cameras on or off, or joining me live on YouTube, I can't see what you're doing, right? For those of you that are live in the Cadium with me, I can, or virtual Cadium, I can see what you're doing. So unless you're right here in the Teal Room studio, it is really up to you to take your practice in hands and move at the speed and the rate that is appropriate for you. If at any time you do not feel well, you're feeling tired, something is going on, I want you to take the onus upon yourself and find yourself either in wide-legged child's pose or child's pose, forehead to the floor, arms next to the body, until you feel better. For those of us that are still in our wide-legged child's pose, taking into the feeling, we're going to take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. I'm going to open my hands are facing each other. I'm going to turn my palms towards the floor. And then roll up off the floor. So you can see the middle of my spine is kind of round, right? My knees are still open. And before I even lift my head, I want to bring my knees parallel. Now you're pushing my toes to the floor. I can take a deep breath in, roll my shoulders back, lifting my head all the way up. Tailbone lifts. I'll try to profile you see what happens. Right? Toes are flat on the floor. I'm going to exhale, pushing my toes to the floor. Bring my tailbone, scoop it forward towards my nose. Really pushing the thoracic line. I'm really arching the back here. Roll my shoulders back. Inhale. Lifting the head. Exhaling, chin to chest. Moving through the inhale and the exhale. Slowly softening, maybe even closing the eyes. Again, this is mid-morning maintenance, right? I call it maintenance hatha because all yoga is hatha, number one. And I call it maintenance hatha because maybe you start your day at 8 o'clock and you've been sitting down. And now maybe you can play hooky from work and take the extended break for 15, 20, 35, 45, maybe 60 minutes. Right here on our last inhale, I'm gonna inhale. And on my exhale, I'm gonna bend my toes. As I'm exhaling, I'm sending my sit bones back in space, fingers open wide, hands are firmly planted on the floor, and I'm gonna lift. And sit bones up, keeping my spine nice and long. If my heels are fine, if not, that's okay, because I'm okay with where I am right now. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. And here in our down dog, again, maintenance hatha, all levels, all good. I really am looking at how do I feel? What is the resonant feeling in my body right now? I'm just coming towards the screen to check out those that have turned their cameras on and those that are zooming in from different places. So can you imagine that I am actually looking at my screen? I can see who came in on Zoom, who's on the KDM, and who's everywhere else. I have people here. And it's actually super, super cool. So if you see me come to the screen, I'm just checking to see what's going on. If you're joining me live on YouTube, I'm not looking at you. I cannot see you, so don't worry about if your hair is did or not, because I can't see a damn thing, right? Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. We're pedaling our feet here in our down dog, right? We're just letting our feet pedal, feeling our way through the practice, feeling our way through what feels good. And I invite you to have this experience. And the experience that I'm inviting you to have here is I want you to take a really nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And when you open your mouth, I'm gonna come right in the camera, right? When you open your mouth, you're in your down dog. No one can see you and I can't see you either. When we open our mouth, we're gonna lion breath. We're gonna stick our tongue all the way up. So attractive at 10 in the morning or 10:30. However, I can't see you. Maybe people in your house can see you. We're going to do that 4 times. Nice, long, slow, deep breath in. We gather in your inhale. You're still in your down dog. You're going to exhale. Channel your inner Kiss, right? If you're a big Kiss fan, channel your inner Gene Simmons to be able to do that. Nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And we're going to exhale. Lion breath. Now, right here, keep your breath nice and steady. And slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Wow, this is like so, you guys have no idea how awesome this is. For me, who's like looking at all this in the background, right? Slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Ardha Uttanasana. So I'm gonna come back on my mat for those of you that are like, what are you talking about? You've done lion breath. I'm gonna tiptoe my feet towards my hands. So I'm just gonna walk them there. Really behind my hands, taking a nice long, slow, deep breath, and lengthen my spine. And then exhale, bend my knees, bring my belly to my thighs, release here. I want to inhale again. Long, slow, deep breath in, long spines here. And I want to exhale, all this to the mouth. Bending the knees, bring my belly to the thighs, creating comfort. Last time, I'm going to inhale, nice, long, slow, deep breath in. This is called, we lift our heart, like level with the horizon, looking forward, Ardha Uttanasana. On the exhale, I'm going to bend my knees into what we call a bent knee forward fold, or Uttanasana for the yoga people in the room. We'll take a nice long, slow, deep breath in. Let's inhale, lift all the way up into what we call Urdhva Hastasana. You're going to see me turn to facing because, believe it or not, I'm 5 feet 10, right? We're going to exhale when the palms come down in front of the heart. When we're palms are together, this is called Anjali Mudra. This particular position I'm in is called Samastiti, right? And that's equal standing pose. We'll exhale, open my hands out. You can turn the palms out towards your screen or maybe a person in your house, or you can keep them in. It depends on what type of energy you want to have, what kind of maintenance energy you want to create right now. So I'm going to turn my palms out to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Grounding in here. If I turn my body to the side, and because I do not mind embarrassing myself for the sake of I mean, I'm a physiotherapist, occupational therapist, yoga teacher, just so you get into good feels, right? I'm in Tadasana, and this is me regularly standing up without any wherewithal to the way that I'm standing. Now, if I take time to really hone in on how I'm standing, I want to feel my spine really nice and long, but I really want to root down to the ground. Oh, by the way, it's the second day of Mercury retrograde. So if you feel like you're all over the place, Mercury. However, Mercury retrograde gives us a really good opportunity to reflect, refine, reduce, renew, anything with a R that you can actually review. That's what Mercury lets us do, right? So as we review our posture right now, usually when we're just hanging out, maybe like this, depending on what you're doing. Maybe you're sitting down, right? You put your hand on the back of on top of your tailbone, and a hand right above your pubic bone, and take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, scoop the tailbone forward and bring the pubic bone up towards the nose. You'll feel your ribs come down. Something happens along what could be a six-pack. And all of a sudden, your legs feel like they're rooted towards the floor. This is renewed posture, maintenance posture. Doesn't mean you're going to be standing like this all the time. It does mean that now you understand conscious awareness. You may or may not want to give yourself this experience, right? So this was Tadasana. We'll take a deep breath in from our Tadasana. We'll raise the arms all the way up to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, lifting all the way up. We're going to exhale, let it go, folding forward. We inhale, lengthening the spine, looking up, lifting the heart. Right, we're going to exhale, we're going to bend our knees. We'll take that inhale, reach it all the way up to the sky. And we'll exhale. Again, inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, release, let it go, folding forward. We're just gathering energy, gathering prana, waking ourselves up. Inhale, lengthening the spine. I like to lift my toes, as you can see. And we exhale with those bend knees in. Inhale, take it all the way up. Maybe lifting your head, opening the heart, exhaling, bringing hands to prayer center. Inhale again. Lift your head. Exhale, we're gonna fold all the way forward. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Bend the knees, exhale. Open the mouth if you feel like it. Let's take an inhale, reach all the way up. And we exhale, bring the hands to prayer center. Samasthiti, that equal standing pose. And then we can open the hands out to Tadasana again, closing our eyes, embodying this moment. And now we're going to start to put a little bit of heat, a little bit more heat. So we'll take a deep breath and open your eyes, lift the hands all the way up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. We'll exhale, folding forward in what we call Uttanasana. You can bend the knees here if you've been running, right? Let's inhale, running before curfew. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now right here on your exhale, you're going to just step the right foot back. You bring the right knee down towards the floor, and if there's anything, you have a sore knee, anything that's been going on, first, keep your back toes bent. Secondly, I'm going to fold your mat, cushion the knee. All right, so this is my exhale. I brought the foot back. I want to inhale, bring my pelvis forward. I want to keep the knee and heel in line as much as possible. I'm really tall, so sometimes that means I gotta bring my foot forward. As my pelvis comes forward, this is what I want to see. I want to see this come forward right here. And take this nice inhale, bring the arms up, lift the chest, not the shoulders, chest lifts. This is what we call Anjaneyasana, or low runner's stretch. All right, let's take a breath in here. And now our exhale, dynamically moving in and out. We're gonna exhale, let it go. Right, if we were queuing this up, this would be half split. I can lift my foot. Those of us that get foot cramps in their room, the idea is to keep my spine nice and long. There's no hunching in what we call a thoracic spine. I want my spine nice and long. I put my foot back, inhale, bring it back up. Arms lift. Now my exhale, I can exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Okay. Inhale, plant the foot, lifts. For those of us that sit in office chairs, this can feel really good. Exhale, close hips. Ha. Last one. Inhale, lifting. And on our exhale, I'll bring my hands down to the floor. I'm gonna lift the right knee. I'll step my left foot back into a plank, and then I'll come up into down dog on my exhale. Okay. Deep breaths here. And if you really like that Gene Simmons breath, otherwise called lion's breath, you can employ that. Okay. We'll take a deep breath again here. One more. Open your mouth, exhale. And now on the inhale, bring the right foot forward this time. Left knee down. Again, anything around the knee, bend your mat, keep the toes bent. If not, you can try dynamically how the energy changes when you point the foot. Pelvis forward, inhale. We know where we're going, we're gonna exhale. Inhale, lift. Remember where your shoulders are. Shoulders aren't lifting, just the arms. Exhale. Inhale. Bring ourselves forward. Exhale. And here's our last one. We inhale. And as we exhale, we bring the hands down towards the floor. Bend your back toes. Lift the left knee. Step it back. Even if you go step, step. We step back into our down dog. And right here in our down dog, we can pedal the feet. We can actually turn the chest and the hips, creating a bit of a twist. Right? I'm just gonna come to the camera. Check my friends from all over the world joining us here. Right, so if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm checking out everybody. You know, the pandemic experience has really taught a lot of us how to, pretty much we were multitasking quite a bit. And so for us in this realm, we're multitasking even more, right? But it does actually allow us to enact skill in action, right? Because here I am as the teacher, but also looking to see you develop your own skill in action as we flow together. And honestly, for me, that's ultimately awesome. Everybody's looking really amazeballs. Yeah, I said amazeballs. Everyone looks really amazeballs right now. Excellent. Okay, from your down dog, I want you to walk. You're gonna walk the dog. Walk the dogs forward. Lengthening into Ardha Uttanasana, lifting the heart towards the rising. Lift your head. Bend your knees, exhale. Inhale, let's bring it all the way back up to Urdhva Hastasana again. And we're gonna exhale right to Tadasana. Okay. Some schools of yoga call Samastiti. Equal standing pose is Samastiti, where everything's equal. We can drop a line to the top of the head and we can see everything. We stay equal, both sides of your body feel great. Both sides are aligned. And for those of you that have taken live classes with me, you know how I feel about that word aligned. Right? Let's bring the energy in a bit more dynamically. We're gonna revisit that classical Surya Namaskar we did. Classical Surya Namaskar minus Ashtanga Pranayam or Chaturanga prayer. Right? So we'll do that again. I'll turn to the other side. We'll take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. We'll raise the arms all the way up. Exhale, we'll fold forward mindfully. Maintenance doesn't mean slow, it just means we're mindfully working here. Inhale, long spines. On the exhale, right foot steps back, right knee to the floor. You do the maintenance that you need. Pelvis comes forward. Inhale, arms lift. Right, we're gonna exhale, bring it back. Ha. Inhale. See, my movements are becoming a bit more dynamic. Exhale. Ha. But even for me, I'm feeling a weekend of training, sitting down, inhaling. Last one, we exhale. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, hands come down. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, step back, down dog. On your next inhale, step the right foot forward, left knee down. Create your maintenance, create your solid form. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. We exhale, releasing. Maybe toes down, Inhale, remember it's legs. Legs are grounded in. Exhale, allowing for the pelvis to move in this very free form. I'm going to put my hands on my hips. If for those of us that want to take it a bit further, we can exhale. Keep my hands on my hips so you can see where my body is doing, and particularly what my spine is doing. All right, this will be the exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, lift the left knee. Step back, down dog. From our down dog, pedal our feet. Move the hips from side to side again. We are checking in with that dynamic energy. We're lifting prana to contain it. All right, let's take a nice long, slow, deep breath in from here. Raise the right leg up and back. Push the heel to the back of the room. Don't open through the hips. Some of you do this. Actually do the opposite leg so you can see, because I realize I'm on my profile. All right. I'll do the leg that you can see. So I'm lifting my left leg. You're using your right up and back. Okay, I'm going to exhale. Bring the knee in on through. Bring the foot right behind the left thumb. I want to bring the right heel down. And as I inhale, we're going to come right up into warrior two. So I'll turn to the other side. Right heel down, either in line with the heels. Sometimes as we move through our yoga journey, our heel starts out here in our warrior two, and eventually they come in line. What I would like us to experience is just put your foot wherever it needs to be, especially the back heel. With time on the journey, classes taken, conscious application of awareness, you will start to understand where your foot needs to be placed for you. Warrior two, heels in line, knees bent. Leg doesn't need to be parallel, can be almost there. Here we are. Warrior two. Exhale. We're going to inhale, long leg, what I like to call the soul clap. And we exhale. Remember, scooping tailbone under, pubic bone towards the nose. Inhale, looking forward, I'm looking at my green light. Exhale, I turn. And we inhale for the last one, all the way up. Big smile, exhale. Parsva Virabhadrasana here, ask this, reverse warrior. Bring the hand down onto the thigh, or you want to take it a step further, right? You bring your hand around the back. I have obscenely long arms for those of you in the house that have seen me in real life. So you know I can reach around and grab the inner part of my thigh, but we can just have it here. We inhale, reversing the warrior. Focus is on the stretching. And on the exhale, you're going to take your forearm, nestle it. Listen to the word I'm using, nestling. I'm not chilling. I'm not on the block being, I'm just nestling it, right? You're just resting, right? For Parsvottanasana. Then it's side angle. And we start with the nestle here because in maintenance flow, we're just searching for the feeling. Kind of like, where's Waldo? Searching for the feeling of just maintaining the body, maintaining the opening. Repeat our Parsvottanasana. Okay. And we'll inhale, hand back on the thigh. Reverse our warrior. Exhale into warrior two. Take a deep breath in here. Lengthen the leg. Feet parallel. And return. Now for those of you that do Ashtanga, you're like, hey now. You said it was Hatha maintenance flow, and you're bringing in the Ashtanga pivots. Yeah. Give it. Okay. Let's bend the knee. Right, and we inhale, warrior two. Again, maintaining ourselves. Where's my tailbone? Where's my pubic bone? In space and time. Where's my knee? How's my knee done? I'm going to turn to the side. So I like maintenance flow, so I can stop and explain. Has my knee done Again, here it is. You know, mats are really good if you sweat a lot or if you do a whole lot of hot yoga. I didn't take the towel off so that I'm realizing that because I'm not sweating, it's not exactly working. So a lot of times, what tends to happen is we get into our warriors or anything where the foot is in front of us, right? Wide-legged stance. And we do the whole thing, right? And then halfway through is just kind of broken giraffe action. And because I'm tall and slim, you see even more. So so if I inhale, everything feels really good. And even when the feet are naturally pronated, this is gonna happen. But it doesn't have to happen consciously. You can take an inhale, oh, I'm doing the elbow knee. You can either run your hand on the inside of the thigh to open, and then you'll feel, you know what? Sartorius groin muscles, a little bit of tightness there, something I have to look at, right? That's why it comes in. And it also comes in because we're just not paying attention. We want to look like what we see instead of really honing into ourselves. So always rotate the femur out. Some teachers will say, try to have the knee in between the big toe and the second toe. I've heard over 27 years, so many different cues. I always just look down and I look and see, okay, for my thigh, is it going like this? This is probably gonna hurt me later on. Maybe I should have it there. And when I do that, I can feel my foot pressed in, feel myself grounded. So that was the whole thing with the elbow sneak, right? So here we are. On the other side, we're gonna exhale, we're gonna inhale, long leg, slow clap. Exhale, turn to the side, inhale, moving dynamically in and out, the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, slow clap, exhale. You'll notice I never lock my front knee either, right? Inhale, always a slight micro bend. Exhale, here we go, right? I'll take that inhale, Harsha Vipassana, reaching up and back. And then I'll exhale, dynamically moving my arm, nestling the forearm just behind the knee. I can even turn the right palm up, right? And when I turn that right palm up and bring my fingers together, what happens is my left palm, fingers come together as though they're gonna clap, right? So we wanna really activate all external parts of the body, right? Deep breath in here, pay very close attention to where the shoulder is. If this is going on, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't know what to say, right? We want to extend in all directions. Deep breath in. And then I'm gonna exhale. Right, inhale, feet parallel, right? And then we're gonna turn the feet out. And we'll exhale, goddess pose. Now for our goddess pose, what often tends to happen, right, is we wanna have the feet all the way out, right? And then we're doing it, it's like, kind of like this, right? So you don't wanna be Jack Skeleton. Just like how the shoulders can open the chest, the same thing can happen, but it happens to the feet. That's why. No one's gonna come into your house and tell you that you're doing it wrong. You will feel something might be off, but I guarantee you no one's coming to your house to tell you you're doing it wrong, right? So here we are. I don't turn my feet all the way out because straight up it's Monday morning and second class of the day, so I'm kind of like, woo. But I do like to be comfortable when I'm maintaining myself. When I want to find center and maintain what's already there, I want to feel comfortable, but I also want to feel like I know where things are in space and time, right? So if you're in saddle pose, you're probably like, oh, my thighs are burning, stop talking. No, right? Getting you prepared. Let's inhale, bring the hands all the way up. Exhale, right? Inhale, sweep it all the way up, straight legs, delicious release. Exhale, inhale, draw it up. Exhale. Last one, inhale all the way up. We're gonna exhale for the nose. Ujjayi, exhale. I almost fell backwards. I don't know if you guys saw my toes lift up. I was like, whoo! And because I'm on YouTube and everywhere else, it'd be so funny. Let's take a deep breath in. Bring the hands all the way up. Exhale, palms down near the thighs. Right, we're gonna inhale, we're gonna bring our hands onto the waist. You can keep your feet turned out or not. Well, actually, you kind of do have to keep your feet turned out. This next pose, wide-legged forward fold, is called Prasarita, right? Prasarita, and there's a series, Prasarita A, B, C, and D. Today, we're just focusing on Prasarita A, for wide-legged forward fold with the hands on the floor. And what that looks like, as you can see from my height, my knees aren't locked, they're actually souk, or like a nurse told me once, and it always makes me laugh. She said, you know what? En reste mal. And I keep saying it, every time I say it, I think of her, it makes me laugh, and then I send her beams of energy wherever she is, because I know all nurses and doctors are frontline workers along with teachers, and they're out there. And just her knowing that I'm thinking about her and sending her that, I hope it touches her somewhere. And that's really all it takes, is to have a memory of somebody that makes you smile, and then that memory, that energy gets sent out there, especially in pandemic times, because we all need a little bit more of that. You know what I'm saying? So, Prasarita has us. Feet open, slightly turned out, hands on the hips. The whole concept of the tailbone coming forward, right? Or, as I like to cue my students, take your pubic bone and move it towards your nose, right? So this, all of a sudden you have this. This is you want to be moving forward from a place of a solid foundation, like this, as opposed to this, right? I mean, this looks good, right? But it's not establishing yourself in the present moment. Right? Keeping the tailbone underneath, keep it on towards the nose. Hands out of the waist, we take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And as we exhale, right? Exhaling from the crease of the hip, not from the stop. I'm not forcing myself down with my head. Crease of the hip, spine stays long. And you know what? My tailbone might tilt out a little bit. And that's okay, because I can regulate that. When my spine, when my chest is parallel with the floor, just like pelvic tilts, you can actually regulate it. So if you're doing that, bring it in. Right, hands move from the hips to the floor or to your blocks. And it's okay if your chest comes down more, that's fine. What we want to have, or what we want to experience, I don't want to say what we want to have. The experience is the experience, right? And the ideal experience is to place the hands on the floor, obviously, in line, wrist, elbow, shoulder, right? And I should be looking at the green light camera. I know my camera guy's gonna be like, you're not looking at me. Don't worry about it, I have to look here, right? So then I can see if I'm actually doing it properly. So you can see right here that is my wrist, elbow, shoulder actually lined up, right? If I move it back, nope, here we go. Boop. This pretty much looks level for what's going on. I take an inhale and an exhale. Now you'll notice I didn't go down further, like I couldn't bring my chest right here. But I can tell you one thing, with the wrist, elbow, shoulder lined up, I have fluid breath. I'm creating in the thoracic region in the back of my back, right? And because I'm not concentrated on the end of this pose, I want to be where it is, you can feel the spaciousness, especially here along the wings, and along our traps. So we inhale, want to fill that up, and exhale. And every exhale will bring you deeper. However, because we focus on keeping the spine nice and long and anchoring it through the tailbone, understanding when we fold forward from the hips. Every exhale now can actually take me deeper without involving me bringing my head and my thoracic spine in the picture. I know it's a lot of talk. Half a maintenance flow, guys. Maintenance flow. So that when you flow with me at 9:15 in the morning, you're like, fuck, I'm in the pocket. Because you lined me up 10:30 the day before, right? Let's take a deep inhale. We're gonna lengthen here. We're gonna exhale for the last time, or if you were still in it while I was talking, that's totally fine. Toes before the pose, friends. Toes are anchoring us to this experience. And we inhale, getting very long here. Exhale, ha. Bring the hands to the waist. Inhale, all the way up to standing. And on your exhale, let's step to the top of your mat. Tadasana Mountain Pose. Close the eyes. maybe place the right hand on the heart or somewhere on the body where there needs to be a bit of a body bend, where you need that point of contact. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. You're about to exhale. On the exhale, bring the hands, both hands into Tadasana. Open the eyes. Smile. So we looked at maintaining ourselves when our hips are open. And we say maintaining ourselves when our hips are open. Think about what you do in your regular day where you could take that open stance. Maybe you're a mom or a dad or a parent like me, you're a young person, they might be running out. You know, a lot of times I gotta like brace myself for my son because he's at 6, 7, almost 7 years old, he's 4 feet tall. And he still likes to launch himself. So I'm often go from this to like, huh, right? I also work with athletes who have to pivot really quickly, but we also make these pivot moves in our regular day-to-day lives. And so with hatha maintenance, what I'm asking you to do is look at what you're doing in your regular life, in your everyday. You could be taking that stance or where the hips are now open. And in yoga, when they say hips open, what they're actually talking about is the femoral bone, like we're doing this. So Prasarita, warrior, right? Warrior 2 in particular, Trikonasana, reverse warrior, everything that has the hip open. And the, see, I'm Anglophone, I can't even find my English to say this, right? The collarbone alignment with the top of the iliac crest, right? Versus closed hips. A lot of us sit in closed hips. We're sitting in chairs, crossing legs. See, my hips are closed. Crossing legs over. Closed hips, all that means is an internal rotation of the femurs, right? So anything you're doing is causing them to rotate in, right? Or not strangle out, right? So right now, we're gonna look at closed hips as we close our practice. Get on the floor and we're gonna lie down, right? Everyone's favorite. And today, February 1st, we'll look at the #1 way to hit Shavasana. And if you join me here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be showing you throughout the whole month of February. Fierce February is what I call it. It's also Black History Month, by the way. I'll be showing you all different ways to take Shavasana. We're at the top of our mats, we're in Tadasana Mountain Pose, right? I'll turn to the side so you can see the profile of this. We'll take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. From Tadasana, we raise our arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, lift back. I want to exhale, folding forward, mindfully Uttanasana. And because we just did all this open femoral head stuff, hamstrings might be feeling quite nice right now. Inhale, lift your heart towards the horizon, Ardha Uttanasana. Right, we're going to exhale, go back to where we were. Right foot comes down, right knee towards the floor. Toes bent or not, hips come forward, inhale. Here we are, Anjaneyasana. Now, Ardha Chandrasana, right, which is half split. So as we exhale, we're just doing this. Keep my spine nice and wide and keep my left toes on the floor. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, I can lift my left toes. I'm bringing my knee back because I'm realizing, okay, I don't feel it. And it's totally fine. As you're moving through the asana, to realize that, oh, you know what, I don't have enough space here. Like I'm locking myself up. So I have to move back, give myself room, right? Lengthen my leg here. And I can exhale. My feeling that I want to have is exhaling, folding from the crease of the hips, keeping my spine nice and long so when I'm breathing, I can get all that space I just had in the traps and in my lower back, right? And when I exhale, as I exhale, because my toes are flexed, I like to separate my big toe from my little toe. It's a little trick for you. So when I exhale, nice long spine, I can feel this dynamic action from my heel, up the back of my hamstring, through the glutes, right up the side, like basically the left side of my body, to the top of my head. Because I'm not forcing myself into this. I know that this is where I want to be, crown moving. And I want to inhale, put my foot down, give myself back to Anjaneyasana. right? Exhale, bring my hands down. Inhale, raising the right knee. Exhale, stepping back to down dog. Possibly not stepping off like that here. I think I need to get along with that, guys. I think 10 years in of this B-man is starting to dive into another one. Take a nice long, slow, deep breath in here. And then when I exhale, step my right foot forward this time. On this exhale, left knee comes down. Inhale to bring the pelvis forward, toes bent in the back or not. Raise the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Excuse me while I kiss the sky, right? And now I'm gonna exhale, same. That same thing. Do I have enough room? No, I do not. I need to bring this knee back a little bit. So that as I exhale, lift this foot, bending from les creux des hanches, crease of the hip, leaning from the top of the crown of my, I should put my crown on next time, crown of the head. I can feel right away my thoracic spine with this. I went right into cat spine. I don't like that, right? So I want to inhale, come forward, lengthen, possibly place my left hand on the block because I know my body. I know I'm dealing with a lifelong injury here. Here we go. Nice long length here. I want to take a bring my chin. But right here you can see the whole stretch is happening again. There's no constriction. I would actually hearken for me to move my left knee out a bit more because of my height. Because I want to experience prana, pranic energy breath. I want to feel that expansion. I like that experience in the back of my body. I like when air goes there, right? I'm gonna release it on the inhale, bring my foot down. I had to slide my knee in, that's okay. Hands come all the way up. Exhale, my hands back down towards the floor. Inhale, lifting the left knee. Exhale, stepping back to down dog. Right? We're gonna be in down dog for about 5 breaths. I'm just gonna move to check out people all over the world, see where we're at. Wonderful. Perfect. Long, slow, deep breaths in and out. Beautiful. And if the down dog from the Anjaneyasana flow, you're still kind of like, I'm still catching myself. Remember what I said at the beginning of our class together. I said, please, for everything that you are, never feel shy to come into child's pose. Never feel that you may lose something or not be able to keep up when you take a child's pose, because that is absolutely not true. Wow, as an Anglophone person, I can't speak English today. Just having that wherewithal, that confidence that you know yourself better than I or any other person out there, knowing that you need to take that child's pose, that's your yoga. That's knowing yourself. That's actually establish stillness in the present moment in order to execute skill and action without expectation of the outcome. And a lot of my students hear me say that all the time. They're like, where do you get this stuff? It doesn't fit in the yoga thing. Actually, yoga stuff for Karmani is actually yoga. So from our down dog, here we are, guys, for our child's pose. If you came down to child's pose, no harm, no foul. We're gonna take a deep breath in. Come to your table, bend your toes, exhale back and down. Inhale, raise the right leg up and back. Right, exhale, bring the right foot to the right, close to the right hand, and you're gonna bring the left heel down. Not in line, because we're gonna inhale here for warrior one. And because we started with our hips open, the moving into warrior one, that grow up into warrior one feels a little bit better. Slightly different. Maybe something's happening, right? We're gonna exhale, we're gonna bring our hands down towards the floor, or not pivot, turn onto the point des pieds, the ball of your foot. Now inhale, Asta Chandrasana. Right? Exhale, bring the hands down. Or not, heel comes down, inhale back into warrior one. Something is going on here, right? Exhale, hands down or not. We're mindfully moving from full foot on the floor to ball of the foot. So there's this whole action going on here, learning how to pivot. Here we are, Ashtachandrasana. And from our Ashtachandrasana, we're gonna exhale, reach forward 45 degrees. In this reach, push up the ball of the foot if you want to. So this is Warrior 3, Station 1, okay? Warrior 3, whole station, has the back leg off the floor. Deep breath in here. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the toes back down to the floor. Come back to your Warrior 1. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, pivot on the back foot, step back to your plank. And we're gonna exhale back and stand up. Just mastering the basics, friends. We're just maintenance flow, mastering the basics. When you master the basics, then you can do whatever you want. Deep breath in here. Really lengthening through the spine. So if you feel the mid-back hunching, it probably is. And how do we get away from the hunching? We can either bend the elbows a little bit, rotate it, like bring the elbows to almost reach out and then lengthen back again. So many different versions. You're gonna inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it on through. Right heel down. Pay attention to your hip. Inhale, Warrior 1. Right, I was just paying attention to my hip. That's why one arm is up. Right? Exhale, relax. And here we go, moving dynamically from Warrior 1 to Ashtachandrasana. So you can exhale, release it on the release, pivot. And on that pivot, you inhale, arms up. Exhale, release it, bring the heel down. Inhale now, you're in Warrior 1. Exhale. You can see me pivot as I bring my hands down. My hands actually never come all the way down. Inhale all the way up. Ashtachandrasana. Or you can leave the hands in the air and try it like that. Mind you, when we take the arms out of this dynamic movement, you kind of have a jerking action, right? Until that jerking action can be a smooth from heel, toe, back to heel again. And we're on sticky mats. So that's doing something to us as well. And I don't want you to feel like, oh fuck, I can't get it because she's moving so easy. Number 1, I do this all the time. Number 2, second class of the day doing this. And number 3, it's time. It's just time and understanding and really softening when I don't get it. Right? So we're here, Warrior 1. Right? You bring the hands down, pivot. Inhale for your last lunge. And now we're going to exhale again. Station 1 for Warrior 3 has the back foot on the floor reaching forward. Station 2, give myself better, Station 2, as we lean forward. And then I have this push off, right? I have this centrifugal force that's going to send me forward because I prepared myself by bringing my abdomen or my thorax, I sound like an insect, in line with my back leg, right? Always keep the toes flexed at the back to keep action in the glutes. Yeah, I can see our main man Patrick G here looking good. Exhale, bring the foot back down towards the floor. So we're leaving Warrior 3. On the exhale, we're going to come right here. Inhale, Ashtachandrasana. Exhale, bring your hands down towards the floor. Inhale, step it back to your plank. And now, Ashtanga Pranayama, which is Ashtangasana or knees to the chest. Right? We're going to inhale, Salibalasana. So I'm inhaling into Locust 1 or 2, probably 2. Locust B. Exhale, I'm going to bring my forehead down towards the floor. On my inhale, I'm going to push my hands to the floor. Then my toes push up into plank pose. On my exhale, down dog. I'll take a deep inhale here. And on my exhale, bring my knees to the floor. Balasana, child's pose. And staying in your child's pose. Forehead to the floor. Taking long, slow, deep breaths and really honing in with the heart. Maybe child's pose with legs closed is not the experience you want to have right now. Maybe the experience that you want to have right now is child's pose, wide-legged child's pose. And that is equally fine, right? We have, unfortunately, come down to the end of our class, right? And you know, I'm always shy to say hello, and I'm always like, when I have to say goodbye, right? And so I would permit me to take about 3 more minutes of your time, because I want to move you out of child's pose and give you the option to either end our practice together, the maintenance practice, which really is just like presence to yourself practice. Go bigger. So we have the option, okay? Option 1, from our child's pose. 1. To end our class, you bring your hands out in front of you. First things first, I want you to come up into table. And then second thing is slide the feet out to the right. Come to a seated position on the floor. I'm going to turn myself profile. Move actually, I'm gonna keep my block out of the way. My block here. So before we come down, here we are. Setting up for Paschimottanasana, but before Paschimottanasana, in Ashtanga Vinyasa, they have Paschimottanasana 1, which is Dandasana. Okay, everybody's got an opinion. I'm just telling you, so if you hear it somewhere else, you're gonna be like, but she said, no, I didn't say, okay? Just telling you as it is. Hands next to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Feet always flex, but to the idea where big toe and little toe are literally trying to move apart, right? So think shaka, like when I live in Hawaii, shaka hands. Same thing I'm doing with my toes. And that activates the legs, because even though seated poses, right, when you're sitting on the floor, the legs are still active. You still have to ground through your legs to get anywhere in a seated pose, because the technique, the mechanics of the feeling are the same. Right, so right here, you bring your hands to the crease of your hips. That's level, hands next to us. Let's roll our shoulders back. We're pushing our hands into the floor. This is an active situation. Dandasana has the shoulder blades move towards the spine, chest comes forward, and our chin down. One more breath in. Exhale to release. So, option 1, Paschimottanasana. Take your block, put it underneath your feet, as though you were standing up on that block. Feet are still flexed. You can take a deep breath in. So this is for those of us that want to go just a little bit further in our Paschimottanasana. Bring the arms all the way up. Now, as we gather these arms up, it's the exact same action as Urdhva Hastasana. They can come together. I actually like to advise, bring your hands together. Feel that powerful feeling when the hands clap together and you're reaching up. And now we exhale. Mais encore. Le pliage, c'est pas les creux. Les flexions en avant, c'est pas les creux des hanches. So we always fold forward from the crease to the hips. Spine stays nice and long. Now you can grab your toes, or if you sat yourself up on a block, to give yourself a bit more in the forward fold, right? This happens to athletes and guys, right? Doing this becomes a whole situation. So you can actually put a block underneath your butt, take a blanket, bolster, anything that's gonna lift the tailbone and scoop like the bassin, tip the bowl forward. Right? So a lot of us like this, my bowl's not tipping forward, but with time I've learned how to make that happen. We are maintaining ourselves now. So let's give ourselves a break. Tip the bowl forward by placing just, put your coffee cup down on like 3 or 4 sheets of paper. It's kind of teetering. Same idea. Imagine your tailbone is your coffee cup. Put your tailbone coffee cup, slide a blanket underneath there so it tips the rim of the bassin forward a little bit. Inhale, we gather. Exhale, we fold. Par les creux des hanches, always extending the spine, right? I can either grab my toes, or for the keeners at the back of the room, spine stays nice and long. You grab that block, right? Look at this action right here. This is if my thoracic spine got involved, my middle back, it would look like this. It'd be like cat spine in Paschimottanasana. However, I don't want it to be involved. This is what I want to feel. Just keep pointing my toes. Puis encore, chaque expiré, ça laisse l'expérience de soften. Restez molle. Let's take a deep inhale here. Release the block of our toes. Scoop the chin towards the collarbone. Here we are. Coming back to center. If you want to move your blanket from underneath your tailbone, that's fine, but you pretty much set up to make a nice little roll here. A micro burrito. And we're just rolling back and down. Oh. Let the feet crawl open to each side. Monday morning. Taking our time out for ourselves on Monday morning. Taking time to maintain our physical and emotional health, right? Our mental health, right? Taking the time to maintain ourselves, hence the name Maintenance Half the Flow. It's just on se prend des moments, whether you join me for the whole practice or the beginning of the practice because you gotta jump into something else. En se prenant des temps, you prioritize the time to maintain yourself. Just like you take your car to the dealership where you know to get a new Opus card that's not working, or re-download the newest version of your Uber app because that's something that you need. Your health is your wealth, right? Your rest is your resistance and the buildup of your immunity. The more you can give yourself rest, the more you can actually pay attention to yourself for those moments, is what's going to get you where you need to go, get you to the next step of being the best version of yourself. And who doesn't want to show up as the best version of themselves? Not for other people. Not for other people. We do it really well over time. Showing up as the best version of ourselves for ourselves. I'm gonna tell you what, that alone has me like up and out. Like, how can I show up and be the best? But for me, right? Like, how can I be the best for me? That, my friends, is priceless. No amount of anything can replace that feeling of how can I show up as the best version of me for me. Because when we show up for the best versions of us for us, everybody wins. And ultimately we win too, right? So it has been my honor to be here with you this Monday morning for Maintenance Flow. I hope to see you here on Wednesday or on Friday. Don't forget 12 o'clock class, or 12:15. I think that's time. Eddie will tell me what's a good camera when my next class is. Yoga, meditation, and nidra. So we're gonna flow, we're gonna breathe, we're gonna sit, we're gonna nidra. We're gonna prioritize time for us. So thank you so, so much. And we will close our class with the holy sound of Om. Om is A-O-M. A lot of times we're like, Om, nothing wrong with that. So from wherever you are, if you're lying down on your floor, you're still in your Shavasana, they say that a mantra, Om is a mantra, chanted out loud is a benefit to the listener. Om chanted within the crevices of the conscious body is a benefit to the sphere. So even though I can't hear you, I'm gonna say, I send you the Om that you send yourself. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. Bring the hands to the center of the chest, Anjali Mudra. Let's exhale on our hands. Ha. And let's inhale to Om. Deep breath in. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much. My name is Selena Isles, co-creatrix of Legendary Yoga and Wellness. You can join me here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday inside the mobile Dakota, or my home studio called Teal Room Studios. And yeah, maybe I'll see you in real life down in Acadian, minus Willow and David Boy, my cat. Until then, I'll see you right here. It's been my pleasure. Peace.